The fate of the elven nations of Qualinesti and Silvanesti hung in the balance, and one proud prince chose rebellion over tradition. His name, Porthios Kanan. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. I'm Adam, and today we delve into the life and legacy of Porthios Kanan, Prince of the Qualinesti and later Speaker of the Sun. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the DL Saga members and invite you to consider becoming one by visiting the link in the description below. I also have a Patreon account that I would invite you to become a patron on if you enjoy the content I produce. You can even pick up DragonLance gaming materials using my affiliate links. For today's information, I'm referencing the Chronicles, War of Souls, Elven Exiles, and other novels. If I leave anything out or misstate something, please leave a comment below. Porthios Kanan was born in the early spring of 208 Alt Cataclysm, the eldest son of Speaker of the Sun, Solostaran Kanan, of the Qualinesti elves. He grew up in the court of the Speaker of the Sun, groomed from birth to assume his father's mantle. Among his sibling relations were Gilthanas Kanan and his sister Lauralanthalasa Kanan. From his youth, Porthios exhibited the elven traits of proud bearing, physical grace, and martial training, but also a measure of arrogance. He's unusually tall for his people, fair-skinned, blond-haired, and hazel-eyed, with a haughty, severe expression. One early incident highlights his competitive nature. While Tanis Half-Elven was a guest in the court, Porthios disliked the half-elf. Tanis challenged him to archery and won the contest, then challenged him to a fistfight, and Porthios lost. This moment helped shape Porthios' view of outsiders and his role among his people. When the War of the Lance erupted, Porthios emerged as a battlefield leader of elven guerrilla forces defending Qualinesti from the dragon armies. He assisted with the migration of his people from Qualinesti to southern Ergoth and participated in the Whitestone councils called by the allied races. Notably, Porthios' brother Gilthanas fought alongside humans in the allied armies, something the proud elven prince viewed with disdain. In those years, Porthios honed both his martial and leadership skills in a time of existential crisis for his people. Following the War of the Lance and the liberation of Silvanesti from the Nightmare, Porthios escorted Silvanesti exiles aboard his ship Bright Sun in 353 AC. After his father's death in 356 AC, Porthios ascended to become Speaker of the Sun for the Qualinesti elves. In 362 AC, he married Alhana Starbreeze of Silvanesti, linking the two elven kingdoms in an arranged marriage that gradually became true love. Their union symbolized hope for a united elven future. Porthios' greatest ambition was not merely to lead Qualinesti, but to reshape the future of the elven nations. In 382 AC, he led the combined elven forces in the cleansing of Silvanesti's southern region, defeating the remaining green dragon forces there. However, his success and his vision provoked fears and resentment among Silvanesti and Qualinesti nobles alike. They suspected that his dominance threatened their power. This tension erupted into a coup. Porthios was imprisoned by Silvanesti general Rael Connell and Qualinesti senator Rashas. He was forced to surrender his sun medallion or risk the life of his pregnant wife. With the intervention of Tanis Half-Elven, who freed him and rescued Alhana, Porthios escaped imprisonment and went into exile. Meanwhile, the takeover installed his nephew Gilthas in a puppet role and fractured the elven nations further. During the Chaos War, Porthios continued his campaign for elven redemption. He liberated the city of Bionost from invaders, executed the lieutenant Olin Mandelith, and continued guerrilla campaigns in Qualinesti against human and minotaur foes alike. In one incident, his attempt to tame a griffin failed, but his wife Alhana succeeded, showing the depth of their complementary strengths. After his battles in the Chaos War, Porthios was left scarred from head to toe and his appearance changed by the trials of war, leaving him to look like a blistered, red-skinned goblin. He seemed to vanish for a time, presumed dead after his griffin died, battling a fire dragon, but in truth he led a resistance force against the Dark Knights who occupied his lands. After years of secrecy and guerrilla warfare, something incredible happened. An image appeared in the sky, a vision of Gilthas, and the elves of Kur locked in a desperate battle. Seeing his kin and people in danger, Porthios made a fateful choice. He would lead his forces to Kur to rescue them, leaving Nalarin behind to carry on the rebellion in Qualinesti. Mounted atop a battalion of tamed griffins, Porthios and his elven warriors soared across the skies and descended upon the battlefield. They landed straight in the middle of the nomad forces besieging the elves. There, Porthios confronted Adala, the chieftain of the Wealu tribe. He revealed himself scars and all, and told her his story. The pain, the loss, the truth of who he was. Overcome by fear and awe, Adala and her war masters fled, giving Gilthanas and his elves a brief moment of peace. With the fighting behind them, the united elven forces made their way into the valley of Inath Wakenti, hoping that, at long last, they might build a new homeland for their people. Porthios' legacy is a difficult one to parse. Yes, he was arrogant and rude, presumptuous and difficult, but in his union with Alhana Starbreeze, he learned how to be a better elf. He strove to be a better version of himself for her. He lived his entire life in the service of his people, and I can't imagine how he could have been anything different than what he was, the product of a royal elven family who was groomed from birth to be the next Speaker of the Suns, in a time when the Qualinesti were becoming more like their Silvanesti cousins in the aftermath of the Cataclysm and the threat to their very existence. I know most people dismiss Porthios out of hand, but I would challenge a deeper look into the character. He fought and freed Silvanesti from Lorak's nightmare, and came to the rescue of his nephew in their most dire need, ensuring the elven nations united could build a home in their exile. I can't think of another more selfless elven leader. Can you? And that is all the time I have to talk about Porthios Kanan. What do you think of him as a leader and a prince? Do you view his ambition as necessary for elven survival, or dangerously presumptuous? Have you ever used him in your campaign? Leave a comment below. Once again, I'd like to let you know that I've started a Patreon account. If you appreciate the various projects I produce, I'd like to invite you to consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Thank you for your consideration. And finally, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified when upcoming videos drop, and click the like button. It all goes to help other Dragonlance fans discover this content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, I will not abandon those who trust in me.